Ashley Carnahan.
Would all potential witnesses raise your right hands, please? Do you swear the testimony you give in this cause will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
You may proceed.
Ms. Carnahan, are you aware that will you please state the names of the biological parents of the child subject to this case?
The biological mother is Kimberly Cook. The biological father is unknown.
And at the beginning of this case, was there an alleged father named?
Yes, sir, there was.
And did the department,
That alleged
go ahead.
That alleged father was Mr. Young.
And was a genetic test done on Mr. Young and this child to determine paternity?
Yes, sir.
And what was the outcome of that test?
The DNA test revealed that Mr. Young was not the father to Davion Cook.
Okay. And the biological mother, Kimberly Cook, are you aware that she has filed an affidavit of relinquishment of her parental rights?
Yes, sir, I am aware.
And as a representative of the department, are you consenting to that relinquishment to the department?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And do you believe that termination of her parental rights based on that affidavit is in the best interest of this child?
Yes, sir, I do.
And did you prepare a due diligence affidavit regarding trying to identify and locate the biological father?
Yes, sir, I did.
And was the department able, even with its efforts, to identify or locate a biological father for this child?
Yes, sir, the department was unsuccessful in locating the potential father.
And the department reach out to the Department of Vital Statistics for a paternity search for this child?
Yes, sir.
And what was the outcome of that inquiry?
There were no results.
And has that been filed with the court?
Yes, sir.
And what is the department requesting today regarding the parental rights of the unknown father?
The department would request that the unknown's father's rights be terminated.
And do you believe that's in the best interest of this child?
Yes, sir, I do.
And what's the permanency plan for this child?
The permanency plan is for Bobby Isom, who is the current placement, to adopt Davion Cook.
And has Bobby Isom been providing care for this child during this case?
Yes, sir, she has.
And has she demonstrated parental abilities to keep this child safe and meet his needs now and in the future?
Yes, sir, she has.
And do you believe it'd be in this child's best interest that the parental rights be terminated so that this child can have an adoptive home in the future?
Yes, absolutely.
Pass this witness.
Ms. Watson, do you have any questions for this witness?
I do not.
Mr. Wilson, do you?
Yes, Your Honor. But first, I request that the court take judicial notice of the court file where I filed my affidavit of diligence search and the affidavit by Ms. Carnahan that was referred to earlier is also filed.
Any objection?
No.
No objection.
I will.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Carnahan, is this child was this child over one at the time the petition was filed?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you've already testified that there's no further identifying information for the father of this child?
That is correct.
I'll pass the witness, Your Honor. Thank you.
Any further testimony, Mr. Nisenblatt?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Watson, did I ask you if you had any testimony to present? I mean, any questions of this witness? I think you said no, but
No, I would like to proceed on my motion for daycare, but I don't know if I need a witness to do that. I think Mr. Nisenblatt and I could just address that with you directly.
Okay, in my opinion, that's a matter to take up if I grant the termination and then either, and then if we're going to continue that placement, then we would take that up.
Okay.
Okay, so Mr. Nizenblatt, do you have any other witnesses to call?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Wilson, do you have any witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Watson, do you have any witnesses?
No, I agree with everything the department's proposing.
All right, Casa?
Yes, good morning. So my name is Megan MacArthur. I've been the CASA advocate on this case since June 3rd, 2020. During the case, CASA has observed the child, Davion, in placement, and then due to COVID restrictions via video conferencing every month. Davion has been with his current placement, Ms. Isom, since August 2020, and CASA has observed him to be happy, well cared for, and thriving with placement and her family. CASA has observed the caretaker to be loving and nurturing towards the child, and CASA has no concerns for the placement. The child's needs are being met, and Davion appears to be bonded with her and her family. Davion continues to grow month over month, and CASA has seen great progress with his vocabulary and speech, which CASA credits placement and her family for. They work every day with him, reading books and flashcards, and constantly encouraging Davion to enunciate his words to improve his speech. He's current with all of his dental appointments and general medical appointments. Placement is still going to follow up with his pediatrician to schedule a CANS assessment. Davion throughout this time has been receiving TBRI therapy by video conferencing every week. And CASA was advised that his therapist is so pleased with his progress, he does not need to continue that at this time. It was reported by his therapist that she has confidence that placement is doing an excellent job and has adequate resources to care for Davion, as he is not currently exhibiting any symptomatic behaviors. So her recommendation also is that Davion, it would be in his best interest to continue to have weekly supervised visits with his mother and Mr. Young, as long as they are supervised, safe, and placement and parents continue to get along. CASA has been informed by the caregiver that Davion is still on the wait list to enroll in the Elgin Head Start program, and that placement will continue to follow up with that. And CASA was also updated this week that Ms. Isom plans on enrolling him in pre-K at the Elgin Elementary School, which CASA believes will be very beneficial. Davion's needs are being met. He is thriving and is well bonded with placement and her family. CASA believes that Davion deserves a safe and stable home, and that Ms. Isom can provide that for him. Thank you.
And Mr. Nizenblatt, do you have any questions for CASA?
No questions, Your Honor.
Ms. Watson, do you?
Yes, Megan, does that change? Do you believe it's still in best interest of the child for me to proceed with requesting that the department provide daycare, or is the fact that he'll be going to pre-K change that?
I believe the fact that she's going to enroll him in pre-K will change that. And then he will supplement that, I'm told, with the Head Start program after school.
Okay. No further questions, and I agree with everything that that CASA has reported to the court.
Mr. Wilson, do you have any questions for CASA?
No, Your Honor.
All right, are the parties ready for my ruling?
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
Based on the affidavit of relinquishment, the court will terminate the mother's parental rights and find that that is in the best interest of the child. The court will take note that the alleged father's DNA test excluded him, and that evidence establishes an unknown father. The court will terminate those parental rights based on the pleadings and the evidence presented, finding that that is in the best interest of the child. The department will be named as permanent managing conservator, and the current placement is approved pending Ms. Watson's motion. Do you still need to address that motion, Ms. Watson?
Could I keep the motion on file but pass it today? Just that way in case we need it in the future?
Any objection?
No objection.
No, Your Honor, and I presume you're dismissing me with today's ruling as well.
Yes, I am. Okay, thank you. This concludes the hearing.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you.